little while ago, I got a chance to participate in the 2019 Beta Factory Demo Tour. This gave me the chance to ride every single beta all the way from the 125 up to the 500 and even a couple trials bikes in between. So I packed up my bike and my gear, headed to Central California, and compared these Italian princesses to my 2016 Husqvarna FE 350. Now don't get me wrong, I love the Husky 350. It is the lightest four-stroke I've ever owned. It is a fantastic tight trail bike and it makes a great desert bike as well. The fit and finish of the Huskies, the quality of the stock parts, everything about them. And admittedly, it's a better bike than I am a rider. I will say my Husky is a bit far from stock. The suspension's been professionally built and tuned. I'm running an FMF exhaust system, airbox modifications, a tuner. I've got a big brake kit, a Scott's steering damper, and a handful of other things to really just make this thing a great bike. So after riding the Husky for a couple hours, it was time to jump on the betas. Now, as a broad statement, I will say all the betas are very comfortable. The geometry, the cockpit, I'm about 5'11" to 6 foot, and it felt like the ergonomics were perfect for me. I also really like the way they all delivered power. They're very smooth on the bottom and then really pick it up in the mid-range and top end, which makes them drive very, very straight through the hoops, through the bumps, coming out of corners. Individually, I'd say the 430 race was probably my favorite. It is a very fast bike, still light and nimble, kind of like my Husky 350 is. I primarily ride desert and high-speed stuff, so it suited my needs, but I still think it would do really well in the tight trails. Another big favorite amongst a lot of people is the race model Beta 390, which I really did like, but it didn't feel overwhelmingly different compared to my Husky 350, which obviously is modified. But the 390 had a nice grunty snap to it on the low end, whereas my Husky definitely pulled longer and faster on the top end. Now, I do live in California, so having a license plate on my bike is a huge convenience, and so I did focus a little more on the street legal models, but I will say the race models of all the betas are really impressive. The dual injection system makes them so smooth, so quick, they all feel very lightweight, and the suspension definitely suits more of an aggressive riding style. But as far as the street legal models go, it was really a toss-up between the 390 and the 500 RRS. I know that might sound kind of weird because they're kind of on opposite sides of the spectrum. It's not like I'm comparing the 350 and the 390. But I think the reason why I liked the 500 and the 390 is because to me they felt like they had the most pull from the bottom. They both had a lot of torque. Obviously the 500 being a big bore bike, it has tons of power. It flies up the hills. It's easy to get the front wheel up. And it actually still feels lighter than any 500 class bike that I've ever been on. But I did really enjoy the 390 as well. It's basically a stroked out version of the 350, so it does have a nice low end snap to it, but also feels very light and nimble. It would be great for tighter trails, obviously, but I just think I enjoyed the power of the 500 throughout the whole RPM range. Anyway, guys, I know this isn't the most in-depth review. It's kind of a short video, and I'm not the greatest writer in the world, but I'm totally open to answer any questions you guys might have. Message me, comment me, either way. This is my first like voiceover video, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll try to get another one coming out soon. Thanks, guys.